it's been a long time since we've spoken. How's it going?
Yeah, it's been a very long time. I can't actually remember the last interview we did
I think it was
or
two
when it
years ago.
was. Probably that sounds about right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been about 2 years. I've been quite radio silent on stuff with like our music.
Mhm.
I've been super busy, so it's going well. Yeah, nice small one. We've got 4 dates left on this asking tour, so yeah, we're getting it done. So I think we've got Vegas tomorrow. So I'm just trying to rest until we hit Vegas.
How you feel about going to Vegas? It's quite a big place, isn't it?
Yeah, we're going to be super good, really well behaved. We're not going to gamble at all. We're not going to drink at all. It's going to be really good. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Today's the chilled one. We have a day off in Vegas, and then we go to Arizona, and then we actually go back to Vegas to play, and then LA, and then we're done. Tour done. I mean, we've been on this tour for 6 weeks now. I think it's been 6 weeks. So we got last stretch. It certainly felt like a long one, but it's been good. We're getting through it. So yeah, it's been fun.
Good. So there's been quite a lot going on, obviously, since we've last spoken.
Yeah.
Let's start off like talking about like your freshly announced tour. It was announced 5 days ago. Um, it's
Yep.
here in the UK. It starts in November. Are you excited for this?
Yeah, I'm super excited. We haven't actually done a tour since May 2022, I think was our first ever headline UK tour. We did the Cooling tour just before as a support, just before COVID hit, and then we had a tour with Danny, ironically, with from Asking, and then that fell through because of COVID. So we just decided we'll book our own, and then we had another one booked for early this year, which we just for personal reasons cancelled, and then now we're like, let's get on it. I'm back off this tour in a week. So we jump straight into rehearsals. We have two more music video shoots at the end of this month. We have the release of the new song this month, and then next month we have the tour. And then during the tour, we have a video shoot as well on a day off. So we're super excited. We want to get back on the road and play some new songs. It's going to be a new set list, so it's going to be super cool. I'm excited. Yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm excited to get back on the road and taught our stuff as well, especially after doing this asking tour. It's been fun, like filling in on guitar and doing some backing vocals and screams and doing some lead vocals and songs. But I'm definitely excited to get back out and promote and play some songs we have done. There's gonna be a lot of new songs in the set, and it's gonna be an exciting one. So these it's definitely a live. I don't know how much I can say, but this new music's definitely for live. So it's gonna be good fun.
So which area are you mostly hyped to play?
It's only 6 shows, just a nice small one, just to kick things off. And then next year, when I know my schedule with asking, we're gonna book some more. So yeah, we're doing. You ready? This is gonna be perfect. I'm gonna get this in one. We're doing Southampton first, then Bradford, then Birmingham, which is a free show, which is gonna be fucking awesome. And then we do Swansea, then Bridgewater, and then Manchester, which I'm actually pretty sure I got that dead on. So yeah, so it's gonna be a good tour.
Right. So you've been quite busy, obviously working on music, your own music, and others as well. Um,
Yep.
you've mentioned you've got Dancing with the Dead, which is your new single that's coming out on Friday the 13th. I feel like it's quite
Yes.
fitting considering it's obviously spooky season and stuff. Um,
Exactly. Yeah.
if you could describe your new single to me in 3 words, how would you describe it? You're only allowed 3 words.
3 words. Oh god damn. 3 words for this song as well. That's really hard. I'm gonna say catchy,
Mhm.
over the top, and mm, theatrical. We'll go with that. It's the theatrical song on the album. It's the over the top. Well, there's one that's a bit more, which we can get into when I start talking about some new songs on this interview. But there's one that's definitely a lot more. This is definitely still in the realm of it's not too crazy, but it's definitely out there. It's definitely the Halloween single. It was between this and another song that is also connected to this song.
Mhm.
So there is 3 parts to this song. I don't know if it shows up on Spotify that the name of the song is Dancing with the Dead's bracket Night One. There is a couple other songs where there's a brackets Night Two and a brackets Night Three, which concludes the whole story. It is a story song, but yeah, I don't know if that's on there. It will be on when maybe a collection or an album comes out. But that is the premise of it. So there will be 2 more parts to the video.
Did you like write the songs in order, or were they just all jumbled up when you wrote them and then decided this one's going to go first, this one's going to go second?
I think this was originally part one. Oh no, part three. And then we have another song that is really like just full on, really crazy, really out there, very different. And we combined at the end all the songs at the end of that chorus. So we were like, oh, well, that's got to end the story. So I just jiggled some things around and I changed some words. And now that song became part three. This is part one. And then we were just going to do two parts and I added another song. And I was like, well, this is definitely part two. And then there's one more song that could be like it could be a part four, but it's not listed as that. We like ending with the song that does end the series or the story, just because of how all the choruses from each song comes back at the end of that one. So it kind of was like this is a nice way to conclude it. We have a nice story planned for the videos. And when you see this video, it's definitely our attempt at a very cheesy comedy horror movie, all based around the game Cluedo. So yeah, it was very fun writing that.
Okay, it sounds very interesting. I mean, I like the mention of the theatrical part. It's got me kind of wondering, like, what it's going to be, if that makes sense.
It's very different to our last single. Well, our last single wasn't really a single. Judgment wasn't really a single. It was more of I was on tour with Asking and I was doing a lot of the screams on that tour. It was more of a case of I just learned to scream. So I had this song that was going to be on the record. And I was like, well, let's just drop this because no one's heard. I've not actually screamed myself on a song properly. And I just learned to scream. So we were like, let's just drop this. Fuck it. We didn't really push it too hard. It was kind of just, here's a song, surprise. Like we didn't promote it. It was just dropped on the day out of nowhere. So yeah, this is the first big single since my last album, Reflections. Like the first main, here's the new sound. Here's what the rest of the album's going to sound like. There's some more stuff like Judgment on the album. Definitely a lot of heavier stuff. But yeah, I'd say this is a good blend of a new style and sound for us.
You've also mentioned that you have an extended version of Dancing with the Dead to be released. You're bringing this to the movie theatre. Can you tell us more about this? Because like you're bringing it to a movie theatre. Like, where did the idea of like screening this come from?
Yeah, so we it was funny. Me and my brother David, I wrote and produced and mixed. We did the whole album ourselves this time. We didn't go to anyone else. Like, just sat down and did it all ourselves, mixing, mastering, artworks, producing, tracking. It was just all at my studio. So the version that's coming out on Friday the 13th is the music video version there, which the extended version has like the music video is 4 minutes 30, and the extended version I think is like 7-8 minutes. So it's not much longer. It's a couple minutes extra, but it's our attempt at very cheesy horror movie, some very, very bad acting, and a very fun story. Just to tie it in, there is a to be continued at the end of the video, so it shows there's going to be more. But yeah, the intro ties into the next two, so that's a very important part. The idea for the movie theater was we wanted to do it anyway. Like we wanted to just rent a cinema screen, watch it on there. And then it became this idea. I had a call with my manager and the label, and we were like, well, we could do this as an event. So it's going to be invite only. I'm going to post about it when I have the date. People can comment down below if they are near the area, because it's going to be near me. And if they want to come, they can come. We're going to also screen 3 or 4 other new music videos we have that are done. We might do some acoustic stuff and yeah, do some pictures and stuff. So the idea was purely just because we wanted to do it, and then it turned into like this event that we could do and market around the song, the video, Halloween. It's like if we can screen our music video for fans, that'd be fucking awesome. So the extended version, we don't know when we're releasing it, but the first time you can see it will be at the screening, and it will probably be end of this month, I think.
That was quite interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
I don't think I know of any bands that have screened like based on your music video in a theatre. So it's definitely
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it sounds like it's gonna be fun. Obviously you've mentioned quite quite a few singles that you've got. So I'm assuming that hopefully you'll be releasing a new album sometime soon.
So,
in the car.
So basically, we have 13 songs done. We currently have 7 music videos done. Every song on the album will have a music video. Some more elaborate than others. We obviously have the 3-part series that Dancing with the Dead starts off. Some are just cool performance videos, and some are going to have performance and a little bit extra. We actually are going to I think the end of this month we go to a forest in like late at night, and we've got like there's like this really heavy song on the album where there's gonna be like blood raining down on us at the end of the video for a double breakdown, and we're doing cool shit like that. So every song's gonna have a video, and there is an album done, like named, artwork done for it. All the singles have artwork, so it is done, but we're just deciding on how we release it, because I don't know if I want to do it as a like, oh, March you can get the whole album. I think I want to do maybe a song a month, maybe, but it's not been decided. Last time we did Reflections, we did 2 EPs and then the album, and that worked great for marketing. So it was different. So this time I might want to try like a song a month, or maybe we do the EP thing again and we do like the first 5 for the first half of the year. But it will definitely be coming next year. But either way, there's gonna be a lot of new music coming, because the album is done. So yeah, it's a super fun album. It's going to be great live playing these songs. So that's one thing we're going to be doing in November, playing a lot of new songs, which is going to be fun. And even if you don't know the song, as soon as it starts, you'll be rocking out anyway. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So why did you choose to have 13? Well, to produce 13 music videos? Is it just something that you're doing purely out of like enjoyment, or?
Originally, it was like, oh, this song should have a music video. This should have a video. Oh, we could do this video. Then it just turned into, collectively as a band, what song should have a video, and with the label, and it's like every song. So it's like, okay, let's just do that. Yeah, we have a great relationship with the director, Jay Hiller, who's been doing all the new stuff. He's been killing it, and editing process. Obviously, I've been on tour, so we've been editing it since I've been out here. But we spent a lot of time on it and trying to get it perfect. And I think we've got that. I think we've got it to the point where it is exactly as I wanted the video. Because with these kind of videos, you never know how they're going to turn out when you're shooting them, when you're doing like the acting stuff and the story stuff, and then you're doing death scenes, and it's like, how is this going to work into a 4-minute or even like the 8-9 minute version? How is it going to work? So seeing it come to life has been great. So yeah, the 13 music videos was pretty much just business / like fun at the same time.
Right. So obviously you've already mentioned that your latest single that was released, Judgment, and how this is obviously the first song that you've sort of screamed on. I mean,
yeah.
How was the reception for it? Was it a good outcome, or did you have a few
Yeah, it was a great reception. We didn't really push it much because it wasn't really an official single. It was I dropped it and then went on tour. So, it wasn't like I'm still waiting for this fucking train to go by. But yeah, no, the reception to Judgment was great. It's like I said, it's a lot heavier. I mean, the whole song is pretty much screamed, apart from a few clean vocals. I think there's like 4 lines of singing, so it's definitely the heaviest song I've done. The breakdown is ridiculously heavy for anything I've done. I know there's heavier stuff out there, but for what I've ever done, it was definitely a shock to some fans. Some fans were very shocked, but still loved it. So a lot of energy, a lot of fun. It was very quick to write, very quick to record and mix and master. And the video shoot and the idea to release it is kind of what started the whole new album. To be honest, we had the song. It was originally for another artist I was writing and producing for, and then I was just like, I want this song. So I wrote a different one for them, and then I used this one. And then yeah, we went away for a couple of days, and on that trip away, after a few drinks, of course, we decided that we were going to do a music video, booked a music video, came back, shot a music video, and just released the song. So it was very quick, and then we were like, well, we have one out, let's do another, and then by the end of, I think it was a month, we had 13 songs done.
Wow.
So this was the quickest process I've ever done writing. My last album took about a year and a half, just to get it perfect, and obviously we had COVID, so there was obviously a lot of songs done, and we didn't end up using them. We had more time, so we went away and did some writing sessions and changed the album a lot. This album is what we wrote in that month and what we mixed and mastered was all done then, and that is how it's been kept.
So you've not only been working on your own work, but you mentioned how you've sort of helped with Asking Alexandria's new album and Vampires Everywhere. How's this been? Like, how did these opportunities like come around?
I've always kind of been in touch with Michael from Vampires Everywhere. Me and Danny obviously had a relationship from when he did my song, Criminal.
Yeah, yeah.
And then had the tour booked, which didn't go through. Then we had him come out and shoot us, just doing live photos for us at Inkfest, Incarceration Fest, when we headlined stage 3. So we headlined another stage. I think it was 2 stages in one day. Campground, that was it. So we did 2. So we had that constant relationship, and it was at Inkfest in July last year when he was like, "Hey, we're writing the new Asking stuff, so I'm going to send you some demos. If you want to help write vocals, then let's do it." So he sent me some stuff then. I wrote some stuff back in July, and then it kind of went a bit quiet because everyone had super busy lives and tours and things like that. And then I got a message from, I think it was Matt Good and Ben, I think it was. And then yeah, they just sent me a bunch of demos they've been working on that they wanted vocals for. They wanted help writing vocals, and Danny wanted some co-writes. So yeah, they sent me the songs they wanted me to co-write on. I mean, I worked on it for about, I think it was about a month as well. And yeah, it just came about super naturally, and like kind of like me being on tour with them now is like kind of full circle. But yeah, it was super fun writing for the band, and the songs that we ended up using on the album I'm super happy with and I love those songs. I think there's 10 songs on the album, and I did like 8 of them, 8 of the ones that made the final album. And Psycho being one of them, which has just gone to #1 on mainstream like active rock and things like that. So that's crazy. So as a songwriter, that's my first big #1, which is cool. And we just found that out like yesterday or the day before. So good way to end the tour. And yeah, I'm super happy. I'm also doing backing vocals on the album. I do some backing vocals, I do some screams, so you can hear me across the whole album. Even the songs, there's one song I didn't write, but I do backing vocals on as well, and some screams. So yeah, it's cool. It was a really cool experience. Obviously, changed my life as far as being able to do a lot more and like musically and things like that, and obviously financially as well. So it's like, it's been a great opportunity. And then that kind of, they were mixing the album, so that kind of obviously goes dead for a bit and goes a bit quiet while that process is taking place. And then I had Vampires Everywhere. Well, Michael hit me up around the same time, actually. I think I just finished up the last few demos for Asking, and he had his EP that he wanted doing. So I was like, okay, let's do it. I co-wrote, I tracked, that was a little different. That wasn't vocals, that was instrumentals. So I kind of wrote, structured, produced, tracked a bunch of songs, sent them to him, and then he came back with his vocal ideas he'd written on them, and we went from there. And then he got me to mix and master it. So their EP's coming out, I think, soon. I think he told me when, but I'm not gonna say when, just in case he hasn't, case he's not announced it. But he's got Ghost, which is out, which is one of my favorites. That was one of the first I wrote for him. That's out now. We did a cover of Marilyn Manson, Cry Little Sister, which I produced, mixed, mastered, tracked, and then he did the vocals. And again, on that record, I do a bunch of backing vocals, bunch of screams, harmonies. So the idea is when I like kind of produce for an artist or write for them, if they want backing vocals, I'm all down for it, because then it's like my voice is just getting out there even more, and it's just also fun. So I think Cry Little Sister just went #1 on a few metal charts on iTunes, and I think it's also number 63 at the moment on Billboard. So that's super cool as well. And I'm currently writing for a lot more artists as well that I can't say. I'm really diving into the songwriting and producing world, since obviously doing stuff with Asking and Vampires Everywhere, and I've already worked with a few people before that. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of songs coming out with my credits on, which is super cool, and we'll see where that goes as well.
Do you feel like over the years and experiences of like writing for different artists and obviously sort of like furthering your writing as well that you've sort of improved and come a lot further?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think so. The writing's improved, the courses have got catchier. Yeah, it's definitely helped. I've definitely found my style. The asking stuff was super easy because I kind of was inspired by that sound anyway. So writing that kind of stuff wasn't too out of my comfort zone. Like the chorus for Psycho is just like something I would write for myself, and it just went number one. So it's just like clearly it works. So it's like it's a cool feeling that it's paid off. But yeah, I'll always try something different. There's a song on their album called "Let the Dead Take Me," which is very like over the top, very theatrical as well. Same with like Dance with the Dead, and I have another song on my album called Painkiller, which is the part three to Dance with the Dead, and that song's just vastly different. So like those couple songs, like Let the Dead Take Me for Asking, was super different. I deliberately wanted to try something out there and crazy, and felt like the instrumental needed it, so we did that, and it worked well. And I think that's one of the fan favorites from what I've been told, so that's cool. I think Painkiller off my album will be one of the fan favorites because it's super different. It's like, how to describe it? Nightmare Before Christmas meets Panic at the Disco meets metal music meets rock, and there's some other bands. If I say some other bands, then it'll be quite obvious what the sound is. So, but it's a very different song, and that's going to be an exciting one. But starting with Dance from the Dead, that's definitely a good kickoff for the whole album.
Yeah, I'm very excited to actually listen to it when it comes out. So obviously, right now you're clearly on tour with Asking Alexandria.
Yep.
How is America? How's the tour been treating you?
It's been good. It's been good. It's a long tour. We did Europe back a couple months ago. We were doing Europe, which wasn't as long as like 3 weeks, I think. This one's a lot longer, 6 weeks on the road. Shows have been great. We did Louder Than Life, which was just fucking insane. Like the crowd was just a sea of people. You can't see the back, you can't see the sides, just people beyond people. The shows last night we did Denver, which is the altitude is crazy. So like during the show, you're just super out of breath and just walking around. I'm walking around like, why do I feel like this? Why am I?
Yeah.
What's going on? Maybe I'm getting fat on tour. What's going on? But yeah, it was the altitude. It's crazy. It's a crazy feeling, and playing was just the same. But it was a great show. The crowd was nuts actually last night. So yeah, it's been a great tour and it's been good fun. Good fun with the lads, and yeah, looking forward to doing more. And I think they've just announced a few things for next year, like Brazil and things like that. So it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Right, so that's all the questions I have. Have you got anything that you want to say to your fans?
Thanks for sticking by, really, because we've not really done much. We've not really been very active on the socials for obvious reasons. I've been very busy. So yeah, we're just grinding through, keeping going, and we have been working on stuff. We have next year is going to be a very big year for us. So yeah, expect to see a lot of stuff from us, and kicking off with this music video and some of the others. And this is just like a taste of what's to come for anyone who liked Judgment and is upset that Dance with the Dead isn't as heavy, because there is a breakdown in Dance with the Dead. It's just done in a different way. So the Dancing with the Dead breakdown, I would say, what tuning is it? It's double drop C, I think. So it's on an 8-string guitar, the breakdown. The rest of the song isn't, but the breakdown is. Very heavy breakdown. Instrumentally, it's one of the heavier ones. But vocally, it's like 8-string guitars meets Thriller by Michael Jackson. So it's very different, and it goes with the narrative of the video. So if anyone's upset that there is screaming all over the song, in fact, ironically, this song has the most screaming on it, than, but like it's just all background. So like there's nearly every other line has screams under it as a layer. But then there's obviously songs where there's screaming as like the lead. So we have really, really heavy songs. But yeah, so there's screaming all over the song. But yeah, I'd say it's 8-string guitars meets Michael Jackson Thriller. So it's cool. Very different. We tried something new. But if anyone's wanting some heavier stuff, we have a song called, can I say that? Well, I've already said Painkiller. We have a song called Evil, which we've shot a video for at the same time as Dance from the Dead, which we will be screening at these cinema screenings. And the breakdown for that is just it's a longer one. It's goes from heavy to heavy to heavier back to heavy. So it's there's definitely some heavy shit on this album. So I'm looking forward for people to actually hear it.
Okay, that's Eric, and thank you very much.
Of course, thank you.